So since everybody seems to be escalating their violence in their PIs and trying to facilitate what may possibly be them trying to facilitate me getting on a bus to Georgia, um, I'm not going anywhere until I know for a fact who's who and what's what. If my father wants to, and the rest of my family want to depose me, it's safer for them to travel up here than me to go down there by myself on a fucking bus owned by a corporation like Greyhound, that every time I've got on a bus, sometimes the drivers were moles for Goldwater. One driver got on and started reciting Oprah Winfrey's line, "Girl, child ain't safe in a family unit," right out of The Color Purple. So there's no telling what kind of crap they'll have staged to get me kicked off the bus, to get me arrested at some fucking stop in the middle of some little country, because you know they're going to stop in little country bumpkin towns where there's sheriffs and judges that are just like the one in Kentucky where the sheriff shot the judge. What was his name? Can't think of his name, but it was all over the news. And then come to find out they were abusing women in the jail. And the sheriff suspected the judge was abusing his daughter. Hell no. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bite the bullet. My diet is going to be very, very light. No more McDonald's, no more bullshit. And I'll be flying a sign every single day to try to make money for gear. I got to leave money on my card because I got to pay for a doctor for a telehealth visit to get my amlodipine refilled. And a Tylenol, although I don't really need any refills on that, but whatever. I'll go ahead and get them because what the hell. And I may order a cot and a wagon from Temu, because that one that's a wagon and a cot, it's $90. Shit, I can get the wagon for $18 and the cot for $30 or $35. Okay, that's $55. That saves me $30. And just throw the cot in the back of the wagon. And that's really all I need. A cot. What the cot does is gets me up off the ground. And then I can sleep anywhere. And fold it up in the morning, throw it in the back of the wagon, park it someplace where it's going to be safe. Maybe get a lock to attach it to something, whatever, a tree. And it should get here. They shouldn't have to come on the slow boat from China. They probably will come within a week or so. So I'll have to go down and do what I got to do to keep my mailbox going, have access to my mail and my packages, and fly a sign to compensate. I got everything the raccoons are going to need for my people that are going to be able to do it from the backyard of somebody who lives right next to the woodland. Trust me, they're going to smell the food. It ain't going to take them long to learn the new spot. And they know what to do. They watched my, they know what to do. I don't have to tell them shit because they were telling me what to do. What else? I will go to Feeding Chittenden tomorrow to see about, somebody else told me to go to Feeding Chittenden to ask for a referral to a bed. And I'm just going to let them know I don't feel safe getting on a bus. Especially when the pods / Burlington Housing Trust are still running these fucking PIs to fuck with me and shame me and gaslight me about interfering with wildlife. Never mind, they're the ones that fucking used the fucking bioweapon. And these idiots impersonating Sarah George and Bernie Sanders and Mulvaney Stanek to run cover for the rapist who knocked the phone out of my hand and came on to me, and cover for Autumn and no. I don't know if that girl who told me to go ask for the bus ticket was working with cahoots with her or not. I don't know, but if my father and my family wanted to pose, and their lawyers or whoever wanted to pose me bad enough, they'll find that it's safer for them to come up here because they're in numbers. They have access to vehicles. I'm gonna sit and duck on that bus. We'll all be dead by the time I get on that bus and by the time it crosses, because they don't realize the state police are involved. They've got such good seal on this federal investigation that they don't realize that the military and JAG and the state police and FBI, good people, not corrupt, but good people. That's why their violence is escalating. They can't see the evidence against them. They can't see that they're under surveillance and that the military, JAG, and Hochul's independent investigators, the state police at Cousy and the sheriff's department are watching everything they text and say and do and screw, and they know when all these motherfuckers take a dump and how long after they drink their coffee that how quick the coffee kicks in and they have to pee or go poo. So in their minds, because they can't see that, because it's sealed, because they're suspects, and suspects that are in the police and in DHS or whatever, in bed with Epstein, obviously don't get to see the evidence against them. They think there is none because they live in fantasy land. They're capable of anything.